Greetings, everyone. It's me again, ex-Muslim, ex-Shia, Zahra. Oh, I forgot to put the mic, fix the mic. Greetings, ex-Muslim, ex-Shia. Come to help the Muslims see for themselves and decide. So making it easy for them. Here we are, all the time coming back on this to help the Muslims. Okay, now on this topic, how can these attributes of Allah stop him from intending to take a son? So what he's done is Allah has taken attributes and he's contradicted himself, right? We've seen in some of the Quran ayats. Now further with this Surah Zumur ayat 4. So we saw how he limits his will and intention in Surah Zumar, Surah 39 ayat 4, and now showing you how he uses his other attributes to contradict himself, which go into polytheism also, but don't affect his attributes, his other attributes, like he uses one in Surah 59, we see ayat 6, which I will be reading out to you later when we come to it, and but don't affect his attributes like Qadir. He mentions he's above in ayats of association with him also, against the polytheists, thus contradicting ayats against taking a son or offspring and associating others with him also. This contradicting in this, and in his attributes contradicting himself, right? So Allah is Qadir, but he gives Qadir in English translation, they've put that he's competent over all things, meaning Shayn Qadir. Kulli Shayin Qadir, right? So he's above all. And so this is what it is. So he's Qadir, but he gives power to his messengers over whosoever he wills. Surah 59, ayat 6 states just this. And what Allah restored of property, meaning to his messenger from them, you did not spur for it, you believers did not spur for it, meaning in an expedition, any horses or camels, but Allah gives his messengers power over whom he wills. And Allah is over all things competent. So here he's showing his power, that he's competent over all things, but he's given his messengers power over whom he wills. Would this not then contradict Surah Zumar, Surah 39, ayat 4, right? The one that says here, it says, if Allah had intended to take a son, he could have chosen from what he creates, whatever he willed. Exalted is he. He is Allah, the one, the prevailing, right? So we saw him doing, what did we see him doing in Surah 19, ayat 35 and Surah 39? This is Surah 39, ayat 4. The Quran, which contradicts between intention and will and his other attributes. Limiting his intention and will in Surah 39, ayat 4. He himself does that, and contradicting himself with his attributes, using his attributes, even using his decree to say to a thing when he decrees it, be and it is, and he says, how can I have a son? So it goes against Surah 39, ayat 4. In what is in Surah 19, Surah Maryam, ayat 35. How can he take a son? Glory be to him. When he decrees a thing, he says to it, be and it is. Surah 19, ayat 35. So like his intention in Surah, he uses his intention, right? In Surah 39, ayat 4, like his intention in Surah 36, ayat 82, he uses his intention, not his decree, like he uses in Surah 19, ayat 35, to tell us that whatever he intends, his command is that whatever he intends, when he intends it, he just says to it, be and it is, to bring forth what he wills, right? So he uses his intention, he states in Surah 36, ayat 82, to bring forth what he wills. And in Surah 19, ayat 35, he himself says he uses his qada, his decree, to bring forth what he wills, and says to it, be and it is. So he's been contradicting himself. Then he should not bring in other ayats, his attributes like kaharo, all prevalent or overpowering, to say he's far above taking a son or far above associating with him, right? So is this clear? I've done this in my previous live stream. Again, I'm going to now show you another attribute used in Surah 39, ayat 4. He is Allah, the One, or even exalted is He, right? So He's one. So what? Although I've shown you that He's contradicted Himself by limiting His intention and His, what has He done actually? He's put his intention and his will lower to these attributes he's mentioned here. Exalted is he is Allah, the one, the prevailing, right? In Surah 39, ayat 4. That's what he's done. And now I'm going to, and he's also contradicted himself by saying in Surah 19, ayat 35, it does not befit Allah to take for himself a son. Glory be to him, subhana, right? But when he decrees a thing, he only says, be and it is. So then you see what he's contradicted himself in this against Surah 39, ayat 4 by saying this in the end of Surah 19, ayat 35. How can he take a son? When he decrees a thing, he just says to it, be and it is, meaning, oh, it's for us it's a miracle, but why should he have a son when he can just bring about things miraculously by just saying be and it is? For us it's miraculous, for him it's not miraculous. But I showed you that decreed a thing or intended a thing, Surah 36, ayat 82, his command is only when he intends. So using intention, arada, and not qada, which is used in Surah Maryam, ayat 35, to say, how can he have a son? When he decrees a thing, he says to it, be and it is. And when he intends a thing in Surah 36, ayat 82, it's written this way. He intends a thing, he says to it, be and it is. So going back to Surah 39, ayat 4, Allah himself states that if Allah had intended using arada to take a son, he could have chosen from what he creates. Right? He could have. The word is he could have. He could have chosen from what he creates, whatever he wills or willed. Okay. Now these contradictions you see between Surah 19, ayat 35, and I just used Surah 36, ayat 82 for the intention, to help us see that his intention, with his intention, he can say be and it is. So how come he says this in Surah 19, ayat 35? Okay, I'm repeating myself from the previous live stream. I've explained this, I think, properly in my previous live stream, but just I want to summarize it, right? I hope I've explained it in my previous live stream. So Surah 39, ayat 4, anyhow. So now intention, he says, take a son, he could. So it goes against Surah 19, ayat 35. Contradicts. He's contradicting himself all the way. And I'm going to show you how he does it, contradicting himself, saying he's exalted. He is Allah, the One. And okay, Kaharo I haven't reached, but I'm going to reach other attributes of his and show you how he's given it to others, right? So it's a contradiction, even when he says, like he is Kaharo or like he is Qadir, he is like in this ayat, Surah 59, ayat 6, I showed you in my previous live stream. It doesn't affect Allah being Kulle Shayin, right? Qadir over everything. Doesn't affect him since he gives his messengers power over whom he wills. Doesn't affect his Qadir, being Allah is Qadir, his attribute, competent over everything. So what I'm going to show you now, even though Allah is Qadir, he's given authority or power to messengers over whoever he wills, it doesn't make a difference, right? Then he should not bring in, doesn't make a difference to his being Qadir, in short put. Okay. So then Allah is blessed and Jesus is blessed by Allah. Okay, you would say, right? So Surah 40 at 64, I'm taking now his attributes to show you, Allah's attributes to show you how he's given it to others in the Quran, not Bible, from the Quran. And that contradicts, I mean, you know, it doesn't, he's, how shall I say it? No, but he's because the way he said it in Surah Zumar, right? 4, he's far above or he's exalted, meaning he's too far above. He's one, so you why should he have a son when he can have a son? All this is contradiction, you see, and you're going to miss out on such being a Muslim. What not you've missed out on? The truth, especially the truth that can save you, and that I will show you later. I will come to that also. And how you have been deceived and how I was deceived being in this religion, thinking it's the truth, right? Against Christianity, against Judaism, against all other religions. Like he says in the Quran. And even sects, madhabs in Islam, we are the best. 12 Shias. We are on Bilqis, and our Imam is, you know, if our Imam was in every era, we have an Imam. So if the Imam wasn't here on earth, the earth would collapse. Planet. The earth planet would collapse. So in Bilqis, justice, it stands, this religion. And dismiss nahi, yani, it doesn't miss, like it's so truthful that it doesn't miss the point on the axis in which the Earth's globe is, you know, spinning. Not even 0.0000000000001. Okay, now Allah is blessed. Oh, how can Allah be blessed? Then blessed is Allah. Surah 40 ayat 64. It is Allah who made for you the earth a place of settlement and the sky a structure, and formed you and perfected your forms and provided you with good things. That is Allah, your Lord. Then blessed is Allah. I say blessed. You can say blessed. Blessed is Allah, Lord of the worlds. Now I showed you that Lord, even Jesus Christ, that ayat is so mistranslated, I cannot tell you in Surah Tawbah, ayat 31, I think it is. Masih ibn Maryam with Allah is your Lord. Okay, this also. And then what else? Then Allah is blessed. Surah 19, ayat 31. How can Allah be blessed? And he has made blessed wherever I am. Jesus Christ himself is saying in the Quran ayat, from the Quran ayats, And from the Quran ayat, I'm going to prove to you who is Lord and who will be coming. Oh my God. So wait for Jesus Christ to come. This also I'll be proving to you, along with the attributes he's using and contradicting himself. So now Allah is blessed. And what does Allah say in Surah 19, Maryam ayat 31? And he has made me. Okay, Allah has made him blessed wherever I am. Does it make a difference to Allah is blessed? This point. Now, since he's put in Surah Zumar ayat 4, so the right question would be, okay, does it make a difference to Allah being blessed? Right? It says far above Subhana. Exalt, glory be to me, glory be to Allah. He is Allah, one. Like that, right? How can he have a son? Although he can, he can have a son. He can have a son if he willed it and intended it and to choose from what he created. But in the end, he's like giving other attributes of his to say, no, he can't. He shouldn't have what? He can have a son, but he's high above it. High above his will and intention to have a son because he's one Allah. Now look at this also, this ayat, Surah 4, ayat 64. Then blessed is Allah, Lord of the worlds. Not to forget who is the other Lord with Allah in Surah Tawbah ayat, which is translated, mistaken, mistranslated, misrepresented. So even Jesus Christ is blessed. Allah made him blessed, right? Made me blessed. So what has happened now in Surah 19, ayat 31? It doesn't affect association of Allah being blessed. Allah is blessed and Jesus Christ is made blessed. Association in his attribute. Allah is blessed. Barakat, right? And here he's made. Do you not see the contradictions? And if it's far above am I as blessed, how can I do this or have associations? They associate with me. Another point. Surah 49, ayat 23. Another attribute of Allah. He is Allah, there is no God but He. The King, the Holy, the All Peace, the Giver of Security, the Overseer, the Most Mighty, the Overpowering, the All Great. Exalted be He from whatever they associate with Him. Now He can associate. He's associating with Him. Right? What is attributes He's associated? Not only that Shias, you know well, but we're not supposed to take His attributes with Him. I wish I had used this easy way for the Shias instead of going, oh, He's beyond. You say He's beyond, and then taking that. Remember in the old live stream, earlier live streams. Now see this. He's taken Quddus. He's Al-Quddus right here. From transliteration of Surah 59, ayat 23. I'm just going to take that He's holy. Allah is holy. He's Allah who is holy, right? This attribute from this ayat, Al-Quddus. Then I go to Surah 15, ayat 29. Who is Quddus? Wait. He says, in Surah 15, ayat 29, when I have completed shaping him and have breathed into him of my spirit. Personal pronoun. Then fall you down before him in prostration. So this is a spirit from Allah. And you say this spirit is created and he's far above. These are his attributes. Shias go on like that. Shia believe. No, wait a minute. Look. But remember Surah Zumar ayat 4. Surah 5 ayat 110. The day when Allah will say, "O Jesus, son of Mary, remember my favor upon you and upon your mother when I supported you with the pure spirit or Holy Spirit. Qudus, Ruh al-Qudus." You want to see the translation? And I'm not going to read the whole ayat. Permission, he gave life and this. Healed the blind, made a bird, healed the leper, or the other, bird with my permission. Then you breathe. I'm not on this point right now. Just showing you his attribute is given to others. The Holy Spirit. The Spirit is given. So Allah is Qudduso. Allah is Al-Quddus in Surah 59, ayat 23. And where is the Ruh, which is Quddus? Surah 5, ayat 110. What does it say? Al-Qudduso. Do you see it? Al-Quddusi. It's a female. Quddusi. No. Male. Ruhi Al-Quddus. Not even Quddus. Oh, the Quddus. Holy meaning. Taking the proper translation in Surah 59, ayat 23, Allah is Al-Quddusu. And there it's Al-Quddusi. Al-Quddusi. So the female spirit word. Anyhow, but the Quddus. So the holiness is there. The holiness is there. Point. Who will show you like this? Sorry, I don't mean to brag about, but thank you to whoever is responsible, God, to help me in this. Thank you. I can't even thank you enough, whoever it is responsible, to show me this and correct myself and become an ex-Shia and an ex-Muslim believer. Now, can he say that far above am I what they attribute to me, or that I can have a son? At least see this, right? Can you use Al-Quddus to say? Can you use this attribute to say, far above am I Subhana? I'm Al-Quddus. No one can be, meaning no one can be Al-Quddus. And yet he's made the spirit from himself Al-Quddusi in Surah 5 at 110. So he cannot, so he cannot say that, right, anymore, God, Allah, in any ayat, that I'm Al-Quddus. No one can be Al-Quddus. Another thing he's made you deceived in is that he is one, Wahid. Surah 39 ayat 4 again, he is Allah. If Allah intended to take a son, he could have. Doesn't deny himself. He's not denying his intention. He could have, and he could have even chosen from what he creates whatever he willed. Exalted is he. He is Allah. Okay, we don't do anything to Allah, but the one he has used, the prevailing, to mean that because he is exalted, he is Allah, and he's also mentioned he's the one, Wahid here. Wahid al-Qahar. I'm not going to Qahar. Right now, stick to the one. Allah, the one. The one. Al-Wahid. Okay, it doesn't say that the soul is Al-Wahid, does it? But what does it say in Surah 4, ayat 1? O men, fear your Lord who created you from a single being. And what did he do to the single being? Single soul, nafs al-wahid. He created you from nafs al-wahid. Nafsin wahid. Nafs al-no. Okay? Okay, there's no al-wahid here. but from his Wahid, Al-Wahid, this is also his name, right? Attribute. And he created you from one soul. So what was this one soul there with him? Or was it with him? Anyhow, he created you from one soul. How he scattered you from that Wahid, Nafs and Wahid. So this one can become two and more. So Surah Nisa Ayat 1. O men, fear your Lord who created you from a single being, Nafs al-Wahid, and out of it created its mate. Now from this Wahid Nafs, what is one then at that level? When one, this one, Nafs Wahid, can be, Allah can do this from a single being, and out of it created its mate. Then out of this nafs wahid, he created its mate. Oh, so wahid, one, he can make into two, creating another. From one, he can create another, extract. It doesn't say extract. I'm not going to use elaborate other words. Created its mate. So you see on that one Allah, wahid. And from this one nafs, he can create from that one. That's why the Imam Ali had said not to, he's been very clever, Imam Ali, not to take his attributes with him, because then you'll be going into all this, like I have realized through the Quran ayats, into polytheism. This point also. But I got Imam Ali, right? And at that time, God is above everyone, above everyone. Now, yet, forget what Imam Ali has said now. We're looking at the Quran ayats. It's above Imam Ali, the main source. And through that working out also. Okay, don't, when I need to help you to see how Imam Ali deceived you and what he wanted to say, I've done that. I've shown you that. So he created its mate. One, how great Wahid is. Allah the one, when he can from a single soul bring out, not even like create different souls. No. From create many souls. No, he's done from that one soul, Wahid. It says Wahid, one. He created its mate. What's so this thing about one he's saying? When he can divide himself, when he can divide the single soul, Wahid. One soul. He's divided one soul, and out of it created its mate. When he says, out of nothing I've created you, O Zachariah. But, okay, so this means that the soul is created out of nothing, one soul. Then why can't he just create another soul and another soul? But he's taken a wahid soul, one soul, and he's made, and out of it created its mate. Khalaqa. Khalaq. Wahidin, wahid, wahid, atin, wahidatin. Khalaqa minha zawjaha, its mate. Wife, husband, mate. Now it's become female, genderized also. Huh? Or no? No, no. Now it's only a mate, a mate. Whether female or male, I don't know. And out of the two, now he's made one into two. And out of the two spread many men and women. So you see, he didn't create many souls. Just from one soul, he divided this one soul into two. He divided this one soul into two. Please pay attention. He didn't create many souls for each and every human being, but from Wahid, Nafs Wahid, one soul. He divided it into two. And out of the two spread, making a mate, and then that means the soul became two, divided. From that single soul, he created its mate. Out of it, created its mate. Out of the single soul, he created its mate, and out of the two, noteworthy is he dividing the soul in two now, the Wahid, one soul, and spread many men and women. Out of the soul, he created its mate, and out of the two spread many men and women. So so the soul has now become divided, localized. How would you say it? In two and in many men and women. This wahid, soul a wahid, nafs a wahid, soul, one soul. Okay, fear Allah in whose name you plead for rights and heed the ties of kinship. Surely Allah is ever watchful over you. Another one, Surah 7, Ayat 189. It is He who created you from a single soul, not person, soul. Nafsan wahidatan, right? Nafs wahid, let's put it short. Created you. It is He who created you from a single nafs. Created you from a single nafs. And made his mate of like nature. In order that he might dwell with her. When they are united, she bears a light burden and carries it about. When she grows heavy, they both pray to Allah, their Lord, saying, if thou givest us a goodly child, we vow we shall be grateful. Right? Nafsin Wahid. Not Al-Wahid, okay, but he is Al-Wahid, and he brags about that. That's why that actually that limits him from, that limits his own intention and will. We saw that in Surah Zumar ayat 4. So anyways, I don't have to explain all this to you. Anyways, there is the limitation of his will and his choice, his intention. Backwards. Surah Zumar ayat 4, right? But more like on that Wahid, he said, that attribute also explaining to you that he can create from a Wahid soul, divide many, many mates like his nature and all this. So that Wahid that even Imam Ali uses to say that his attributes should not be associated with him, because then you're going into polytheism. What happens here? That Wahid is only his attribute, not him as Allah. So Shias, Surah Zumar ayat 4. How will Imam Ali explain to you when he says he is Allah? Also, Hawa, Allah, and Wahid. Hmm? How is that important? That is, through these attributes, it only limits, but he's Allah and he's also Wahid. So can we not? So he uses that. We're even contradicting. Imam Ali has contradicted himself. Sermon 1, denying him attributes. But here in Surah Zumar, he says he is Allah, the One, meaning he is attaching to himself that oneness, right? One, not oneness, not unity, not ahad, but wahid. Even that point should come in. Think about it. I will also. Seems like he's giving such an importance to him being Allah and one. So he's attaching himself like there's no one other than him. He is one, wahid. In number, not in unity with his other attributes or this attribute separate from him. Denying him these attributes, you would not go into polytheism. Imam Ali has said in Sermon 1 of Nahj al-Balagha, right? So this point also. And now he can make one from one, created you from a single person, soul. He can divide. He can make its mate. Okay. Let's see another thing. Another exalted is Allah, far above what they associate with him, right? Surah Nahl ayat, even in Surah, and other ayats like this one, when he says exalted is Allah, far above what they associate with him. So let me see Surah Nahl ayat. Here it is, Surah 16 ayat 1. The command of Allah is coming, so be not impatient for it. Exalted is He and high above what they associate with Him, right? Subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now He says wa ta'ala. And they've high above. Actually, it's holy, is He? Or no, not even holy, it's high above. Wa ta'ala. Allah. Allahs. Surah Allah. Surah Allah. Okay. See? So we say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? None is like him, he's saying. And not only that, the point here is taking Surah Zumar ayat 4. So Surah 48 ayat 9, that you may believe in Allah. Wait a minute. Exalted is He, far above. Yani now Ta'ala, bringing Ta'ala in. So Ta'ala. It's here, although it doesn't say Ta'ala, Allahu. If Allah had wanted to take himself a son, Surah 39 ayat 4. If Allah had wanted to take himself a son, he could have chosen anyone he wanted. Yeah, so glory be to him. This same ayat, sorry, I brought it here. Subhana. It doesn't say ta'ala, right? Okay. Glory be to him, or another translation would be exalted is he, but that is Allah Ta'ala. Exalt. I have to correct you. Anyhow, we go to Surah 48 at 9. That you people may believe in Allah and His Messenger and honor Him and respect Him and exalt Him. No, it means that you and glorify Him. Ta'ala would be exalt Him, I think, or I don't know. Anyways, because in Surah 16, ayat 1, it exalted is He, Ta'ala. High above? No, wait. Subhana, no. Subhana is exalted, and what Ta'ala would be high above. Okay. Oh, high above. Sorry, I'm wrong. High above. Anyways, it doesn't matter that I'm wrong. Here, just correcting myself though. So, sabihu. Who are you exalting here? Again, a mistranslation, a misrepresentation. No, no, not a mistranslation. You put brackets, you misrepresent this ayat. Surah 48, Fat ayat 9. You are exalting Allah and His Messenger here and you don't even know it. I remember I explained to you from another ayat that you do not, those who distinguish Allah, make a distinction between Allah and His messengers. They shouldn't. So here again, you see the 48 ayat, Surah 48 ayat 9, that you may believe in Allah and His messenger, not only Allah, but His messenger, and honor Him and respect Him and exalt Him morning and afternoon, not i.e. Allah only, but Allah and His messenger, both. You need to exalt. Correct yourselves, please. See this? And then what difference is there? Subhana. We go to Subhana. Glory be to Him. He is Allah. So now showing you this attribute against this attribute. Subhana. He says like glory be to, glory be, taking this glory of His. Now who is glorified with Allah in Surah Fat ayat 9? His messenger. Correct yourselves, please. Now this also gone. Contradiction. Surah 39 ayat 4. Glory be to Him. Exalt Him. Some in translation put exalted is He. Allah meaning. In Surah 39 ayat 4. Now this also gone. Right? If you correct Surah 48 ayat 9, you are glorifying not only Allah, i.e. Allah, but also His messenger. So that's done with, right? Surah 16 ayat 1. The command of Allah is coming, so be not impatient for it. Exalted is He and high above what they associate with Him. Now even with association, another ayat taking, you see, He says here not only wa ta'ala, and I'm going to get wa ta'ala too. Not only, I've got Subhana, right? From Surah Fat ayat 9. To apply it to Surah 39 ayat 4. Glory be to Him, meaning, of course, if He willed it, if He intended it, He could take a son. So not only that, but His, He could. But not only His intention is limiting, but He's going against, He's contradicting when He says here in Surah 39 ayat 4, glory be to Him, yani Allah, Himself, meaning that He should have a son. Right? Maududi's translation. But here we have Sabbihu for Surah 48 ayat 9, which the religious scholars with the Quran translators in other languages have misrepresented, even Arabic language, about this ayat. Even reading in Arabic, they've misrepresented it to mean, oh, this part is only Allah. No, but it is with Allah and the messenger also. It is for Allah and the messenger. So we're done with glory be to Him. Now no more that He should have a son. He can have a son, because He's put the messenger with Him, glorifying Him with Himself. Surah Fat ayat 9. Please see properly and correct yourselves. Surah, so this exalted. Now we come to, since I checked Surah 16 ayat 1, the command of Allah is coming, so be not impatient for it. Exalted is He, Subhana, okay? Subhana, He is exalted and high above. Wa ta'ala. If you're going to bring ta'ala, to me, Allah, far above the associating others with Him, Maududi always puts in His divinity. But I don't, and others don't. Other translators don't in English do this, what Maududi does. So now an association even, and ta'ala, So we go to Surah 87, Surah Allah. Surah 87, ayat 1 says, exalt the name of your Lord. It doesn't say exalt your Lord even, Rabbika. It doesn't even say exalt Allah. It says exalt the name of your Lord, the Most High. Noteworthy, please I'll give you some time to take it, let it sink in. Let it sink in. Right? See, Isma. Sabihib Isma. Now here he's put Allah himself. Hawa. Allahu. Subhanahu. Hawa. Allahu. Not his Isma even. He says Subhana Allahu and taking the depending on his Isma, but alone here he says Allahu. Al-Wahid Al-Qahar. Al-Wahid Al-Qahar. Oh my goodness. So he says Allahu, the God, he is Allah. Noteworthy Shias. We're getting your Imam Ali too. Ooh, correcting him too. No, he says here he's Allah also, right? Where they put he is Allah, then they put a semicolon, the one, the overpowering. No, but he is Allah. That's it. Allah alone, you don't know what he is, right? He's just God. Okay, he's Allah. Get it? If I had that, Imam Ali has said not to use his attributes with him. Deny him his attributes, otherwise you'll become polytheist. Remember that ayat in Surah Yusuf. Most believers are polytheists, meaning. But Imam Ali, I even caught you and your Shia belief. Here he says he's Allah. What does he mean? Forget his attributes. Then the one, the overpowering. One we got. He's divided one, wahid al-nafs. Wahidat nafs. Right? Oh, goodness. So he's Allah. He has to describe what he is, dependent. Otherwise, without that, you, even taking him as Allah, you wouldn't know. You would be polytheist if taking Imam Ali, right? Jesus. Oh, sorry, excuse me. How much he depends upon his attributes also. And yet he says he's Allah, the one, the overpowering. Kaharo, I'll leave it for now. But now we go to exalt Most High, and he's Allah. So these are his names. These are his attributes. Let me just, okay, he's Allah. Let me just think about this, contemplate on this. He's Allah. Is he saying he's Allah? He can't have a, but he can't use this attribute, that the intention of his intention, his arada. He can't, he can, with his intention, he can take a son. With his choice, he can take a son. You know, with his intention, Surah Yasin, be and it is, he commands. He could have chosen anyone he wanted out of those whom he created. And I even told you why Maududi, reading Maududi in Surah Maryam, his footnote in Quran.com, thank you. Why he didn't choose John the Baptist, even though being miraculously bringing them, giving birth, making them be born here. How do you say it? So, let me not miss the point. So he says here he can choose from what he creates. So he didn't choose Yahya, he chose Isa ibn Maryam, right? He chose Maryam for Isa. He didn't, okay. Oh God, I complete. So now his attribute intention, he can do it. He can, what active attribute? Active, very active, intention. He can choose, willed, choose even from what he created. Yet he says he's Allah. All these contradictions I don't understand. Really. Anyhow, just leave this, he's Allah. He's beyond his attributes, right? But he's limited his intention now here in Surah 39, Ayat 4. And his choice and what he wills. Well, from what he wills, he chooses, right? Whatever. It's creation. How to put it to you? I hope you understand what I'm saying. Then he's Allah. Nonsensical. It doesn't make sense. He's Allah. Saying he's Allah. And then because he's made his other attributes so important here, against his intention, choosing and willing out of his creation. Oh my God. You see what he has done here? What a great blunder. He has, sorry, my emotions, because Imam Ali also were getting here. Sermon 1. Denying Allah his attributes, otherwise you will become a polytheist. Now he's made the one and the overpowering, he's chosen these attributes to say he cannot have a son. That's why he can't even intend to choose for himself and take a son from out of what he has created and whatever he wills. Maududi doesn't put it, he wanted, he willed, out of those whom he creates. The scales are sometimes unbalanced, and see how unbalancing it is. Imbalancing, not it is. Here in this ayat, you're Allah doing this to himself. He is Allah. But he's Allah here too. If Allah had wanted to take himself a son, but very like easy. I don't have to go the hard way. But isn't he Allah here also if he wanted to take to himself a son? If Allah doesn't say Lord, he is Allah. What does that mean? Is he saying these attributes of his are more higher than for this him as Allah intending also this now to take himself a son? This same Allah, same him intending to take a son, he is Allah. What sorry, I don't mean to be derogatory. What's the fallacy here? Logical fallacy. Don't even, oh God, I crack up. Don't want to be sad and sulking here. Oh my God, what has he done? Terrible. And you're telling me this is the true God? And you've told yourself and you believed it, and Shias also. He is Allah. So here for this, he is Allah. Sorry, I forgot this point in my previous live streams. Then this Allah, what's the difference between Allah, if Allah had, and he is Allah? Tell me. Difference here is that he is Allah, the one, the overpowering Kahara. And that's the difference. Now there's a difference between this Allah, the same Allah, intending to take himself a son. He could have chosen anyone. So we're done with this also, right? He is Allah. Oh my God, look at the contradictions and logical fallacy here. More coming up, right? Have come up. He is Allah. And what about this? The same Allah here, when He intends to take a son, He Himself says He could, meaning He can. He can. He can. He's able. He's able. But He uses another word. Does He say He could? He's Qadir? No. What word does He use here? Okay. You see, He doesn't use Qadir. He's able. He's competent over everything. But He could, can. He's able. He doesn't say He's able. He is able. Have chosen anyone? Because the sentence He could have chosen, He's able to choose anyone He wanted. Qadir. Out of those whom He creates. He Himself says He can. He's able. He's competent over all things. That Qadir also take. Right? Yet He gives His messenger power. Salli. Power to pray. Power of prayer. That another point that I did in the previous live stream. But now this Allah also, He's Allah gone. Logical fallacy. Herein, in this ayat. You must see it. Right? So forget now this, He is Allah. Don't tell me I didn't show you. Logical fallacy. He is Allah. He is Allah. Same ayat. Starting. Oh my God, what has He done? But this is not the true Allah, right? This means someone has stolen this and made it into. Then where were you? Allah. So exalt the name of your Lord, the Most High here. Remember, and far above is He what they associate with Him. Taking Surah Nahl, ayat 1. Subhana wa ta'ala. Subhana wa ta'ala. Now, ta'ala, it comes from Allah. Now, what is Allah? Allah, you say Allah subhana wa ta'ala. What is Allah? His ism. His ism. Sabihi isma rabbika. And not only Allah's, but Lord's ism. Him as Lord. Allah as Lord. Noteworthy. Right? It's just His name, His attribute. It's not Allah Himself. And what is Allah saying? If you're going to object to me saying it's just His name, not Allah Himself, what is Allah saying here? He's not saying glorify Allah. He's saying glorify the ism. Isma Rabbika al-Ala. So Most High is the ism of Allah. Not Himself as Allah. Just Hawa, Allah, or Hawa, how, like put here, right? Surah Zumar ayat 4. Right? Hawa Allahu. Hawa Allahu. He is Allah. You're not glorifying He is Allah. You are Hawa. You're not glorifying this. You are not told to glorify this by your Allah Himself. Allahu, who is Allah. Allah is Himself saying in Surah Allah, 87 chapter of the Quran, ayat 1, exalt the ism, name of your Lord the Most High. And Shias know very well this, separate. completely separate from Allah Himself. But now, for the Sunnis and all Muslims altogether, see, you're only glorifying an attribute of Allah, your Lord, even your Rabb, right? And why does He say this also, right? Call Him by any name. Another point has come up. I think I should add this. Call, He's got beautiful names, Surah Taha, but call Him by any name. It doesn't make a difference. Call Him by any name. Rahman, call Ar-Rahman by any name. What is this? So the Sunnis have been after us saying, Allah, 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 Allahi, Allah ki. Call Him by Allah, 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 Allah. Not Ali, Ali, Ali. Like, what do they say? Allah has the most beautiful name. So call upon Him by them and keep away from those who abuse His names. Right? His names. It's only His names. It's not Allahu Himself. Then another one. Call Ar-Rahman. Surah Araf ayat 180. And call Ar-Rahman. Call Him Ar-Rahman. So call upon Allah or call upon Ar-Rahman. Oh, this is Surah 17 ayat 110. Surah Isra. Say, invoke, do dua, call on Allah or invoke the most gracious. Ya Rahman. Yeah, don't invoke Rasulullah. No, invoke Rasulullah. Surah Hashr ayat. He's given the power of prayer to Salli to him. You have not understood that also. Anyway, so invoke Allah or invoke the most gracious. By whatever meaning name you invoke, by whatever you invoke, it doesn't say name, but what it means from the beginning. Okay, it doesn't repeat. You invoke to Him the most beautiful names. It says now, Asma. This is the way He's put it. The most beautiful names. And do not be loud in your prayers. Salat. And not be silent. Okay, they're in, but seek in between, away. We're supposed to say our prayers in silence. Salat, 5 times a day. Okay, so does make a difference, right? When you invoke Him, whether you invoke Him by Ya Ali or Ya Kareem. And who's Kareem? Rasul Kareem. Ya Dhul Jalal wal Ikram. Or you call Him, say that Ya Al Quwwati, Ya Quwwati, Ya Quwwat al Mateen. So who is Quwwati? Zi Quwwati. And you say, oh, that's not Al. But he's with the Lord. Surah Takwir. Anyhow, the point is you can call Him by any name. He will answer you, right? Meaning, what does this mean? Should contemplate on this. Then we go back to the notes. So it's not Him you are exalting, but actually one of His names you are exalting here. Exalt the name of your Lord, the Most High you are exalting. Here. In Surah 87, you're told to exalt the name of your Lord, the Most High only. That's why it's Surah Allah. So what are we coming to? Let's see. Have I lost myself? Surah 19, ayat 35. I had to go to. Why? Take recourse to help. It does not befit Allah to take for Himself a son, Glory be to him who, when he decrees a thing, he only says be and it is. Qada. Okay. Another ayat, sorry for this, because it's not going with this ayat, so it's not helpful. Because then I have to go Surah 89, ayat 22, and your Lord has come and the angels rank upon. No, wait a minute. It will go to another point. So what I do is, yet would the names. How many names of God are there? Yet would the names of God, Allah, not be spent. Quran ayat. If 7 seas were ink, sorry, I'm slow. Though all the trees in the earth were pens, and the seas 7, seas after it to replenish it, yet would the words of God not be spent. Surah 31, ayat 27. Let's go to Quran. Surah 31, ayat 27. Bear with me, yeah? In the end, you'll realize what not I've shown you. And if whatever trees upon the earth were pens, and the sea replenished thereafter by 7 more seas, the words of Allah would not be exhausted. In names of Allah, words of Allah. Indeed, Allah is exalted in might and wise. Here we go again, might and wise. Allah is exalted, lo, Allah is exalted. Let me see this in Quran.com, Surah 31, ayat 27. Surah Luqman. So these words of, you're told to glorify Allah? No. You're told to glorify the name of Allah. Remember this. The name of your Lord. He's referring to himself as Lord there. In Surah Allah, Subhanahu wa ta'ala. Surah Allah, the name of your Lord, Allah. Only Allah. Okay, glorify this ism, this name. And if whatever the earth bends, then ma qalamatu. Words, yeah, not names. Words of Allah. Allah is Aziz, and oh, this Aziz. No, it's words of Allah, not names of Allah. Is there in Surah Qaf the same kind of ayat? Oceans, ink, yet the names or words of Allah. So these are words of Allah? Words of Allah, right? What can they do? Say if the sea were, yes, 109. That's where I thought I found it. Long time ago, finding it here only. Say if the words of Allah not be spent. Kalima. And what is this word of Allah given to Jesus? Say, is it different from the names? His isma? So it's different? Say, if this I don't know, oh yeah, so a question has arisen in my. Say, if for the sea ink, for the words of my Lord, surely would be exhausted, not be exhausted actually. See, if were the sea ink, for the words of my Lord, Rabb, not even Allah, surely would be exhausted the sea. The sea would be exhausted before that. Were exhausted the words. Okay, the sea would be exhausted. It's put in a different way here. Of my Lord, even if we brought of it like supplement. say if we're ink. So I just wanted to see if it's word or it's names of Allah. Anyways, your tool just brought this in a little bit help. Maybe I thought I would get some help, but no. Words of Allah. Are words of Allah different from the names of Allah? What do the words of Allah do? They create. Jesus Christ was a word of Allah, right? Oh yeah, but call him by Ar-Rahman and call him by Ar-Rahman. If you can call him by Ar-Rahman, who has he given his Rahmaniyat to, mercy? Who has he sent as a messenger, as mercy to the worlds? Huh? Prophet Muhammad, a Quran ayat, right? It's attributed to, that ayat is attributed to Prophet Muhammad. Even even though other prophets have said that we are mercy sent. Anyways, so just keeping this to take for himself a son, glory be to him. When he decrees a thing, he only says to it be and it is, right? Qada. And your Lord has qadar, qadir, he's qadir. So then if he's qadir, qada would come from qadir, competent, then why did he give the messenger power and not, it wouldn't affect Surah Ashura ayat 6. It wouldn't affect his being qadir or decreeing, right? Surah 89 ayat 22, and your Lord has come and the angels rank upon rank. So this is wrong, right? You got it? So Surah 99 35, I've proved this also wrong from Surah Zumar ayat and his names. He's been contradicting in ayats. So in 19 ayat, we come to Surah Maryam ayat 35. So he can have a son. Would not make difference to him. And glory be to him, Surah Yasin, when he decrees a thing, that says qada. So he's qadir. Qada would come from qadir, being competent over all things. Then yet he's given power. I should have brought that ayat, the first one. Surah Hashr ayat 6. And what Allah restored to his messenger from them, they did not spur for it, any horses or camels, but Allah gives his messengers salli, power over whom he wills, and Allah is over all things competent. Could it be from Qadir? Anyways, whatever it means, but he has, it doesn't affect his power, right? To be powerful over everything. Allah. Wallahu. Kulli shayin qadir. Kulli shayin qadir. It doesn't make a difference to him. For being qadir, for being competent over all things, doesn't make a difference. So then now I'll show you where I went to, right? Steering or like this. So take himself a son, glory be to him. It won't make a difference really. Surah Zumar ayat also. 4. So Surah 89 ayat 22. And when your Lord has come and angels rank upon rank. Surah 38 ayat 30. See, your Lord cometh, right? Appears or cometh. They say that the power of Allah will come, the rule of Allah will come. Wajah Rabbuka, with angels, right? So Surah 38, but it says your Lord will come. Surah 38 ayat 75, and some Muslims take it metaphorically. How can Lord come on earth? Dakan daka safan safa, with angels row upon row, like that. The Lord said, oh this, what prevented you from prostrating yourself from him? The Lord said, oh Iblis, what prevented you from prostrating yourself before him, whom I created of my two hands? Are you waxing proud or fancy yourself to be exalted? To be too exalted. Aleen? Who are the Aleen? Shias know this, right? Go to Irfan's Lama Irfan Haider Abdi's Majlis. On YouTube, you will find Aleen, one of his Majlis. Who are these Aleen? This is not haughty or proud. Some translators translate it Aleen. They are the high, exalted. Shias, you know very well who they are, right? Allah, no. Muhammad, Ali, Fatima, Hassan, Hussein. Okay. Now, what does Surah 38 at 81? Until the day of the time well known. Surah 38 at 82. Iblis said, by your might, I will surely mislead them all. Now, what's happened to his Aziz? This Izzati is Allah is Aziz. So, Shaitan says, Iblis said, by your might, I will surely mislead them all. But by your glory, my goodness, some translate it as glory, by your might. You see Maududi, Subhana? No, by your might. Aziz, by his attribute, Allah's attribute. He's going to mislead them all except Izzat, Izzat, right? Izzat in Arabic. Shaitan misleads by Allah's attribute, Izzat. Right? Now you say, who can save you? Who can save us? Illa mukhlasin, right? You would say, mukhlasin will save us. What does Allah say? Surah 38, ayat 83. Al mukhlasin. What does Iblis say? Except thy servants among them sincere and purified. Mukhlasin meaning chosen ones are sincere and purified. You purify yourselves. Surah Ala ayat, I forgot to put here. Purify yourselves. But do not ascribe purity to you yourselves. So we're going to Surah Al Ayat, who purify themselves, right? This is, okay. Who remember the name of Allah and Allah, trying to remember Surah, or shall I go there or not? Surah 5 ayat 119. Let me see. Allah will say, this is the day when the truthful will benefit from their truthfulness. To Hazrat Isa is saying, Hazrat Isa is telling them, if they are your servants, if you want to punish them, you punish them. If you want to, Hazrat Isa is telling Allah, if you want to punish them, you can punish them. They've taken me in the wrong way. And if you want to have mercy on them, if you chastise them, Surah 5 ayat 118. If you chastise them, they are your servants, abd. And if you forgive them, you are the Almighty, Aziz, Aziz, the All-Wise. And from this, Shaitan is making you. So these poor people, can you blame them? Shaitan, Allah has given Shaitan the attribute by which he allows at least, not given, but allows him by his izzati to mislead all, except the chosen ones, mukhlasin. Let me see if I can work this out. So Allah will say, this is the day when the truthful will benefit from the truthfulness, not following mukhlasin, not following my guidance, right? But this also, that the truthful ones will benefit from their truthfulness. Allah answers Isa ibn Maryam on this. Okay, and so rivers, Allah pleased with them and with him, and this great attainment. Let me see if I'm trying to work this out. Now I'm working extra. Surah 2, ayat 210. Do they await but that Allah should come to them in covers of clouds and the angels as well, and the matter is then decided? You know, Allah will, maybe Allah will come in clouds, or Jesus will come in clouds, the Bible. But anyways, I don't want to go too much, rely on the Bible here. Okay, do they await but that Allah should come? Maybe these Christians were awaiting and they're being told this, that Jesus is going to come in clouds. So I had to go to the Bible and see, because the answer is to the Jews or Christians or any kitab, Jews and Christians, Messiah will come like this. Anyhow, so sorry, Surah Naba. I'm just this now roughly, okay, roughly going to putting some eyes to make you understand that maybe Jesus is going to come in clouds, or they think that Allah is going to come in clouds in the end. and angels. Then I had to jump. Sure, to prove that Jesus is God, the Son of God, Allah can take this also, but what else am I proving? Surah 5 at 118. Who is Al-Aziz? He was a very good person, very good king. At the time of Hazrat Yusuf. Now Yusuf, a prophet and all this, Yaqub even bowed to him, bowed down in prostration fully. That means sajda, not ruku. Right? Surah Yusuf ayat 100. Now, what do they call this king at Hazrat Yusuf's time? They call him Surah 12 ayat 7. So Allah is Aziz, Surah 5 ayat 118. Al-Aziz, now coming out of the Iblis and Iblis with his might, Izzatin from his attribute. Allah's attribute, he can mislead all except his Mukhlasin. Allah is Al-Aziz, right? Who else is Al-Aziz? And Allah is not objected to that. Hmm? Surah 12 in the Quran ayat, Surah Yusuf ayat 78. They said, O Aziz. What does this say? O Al-Aziz. He's God. Not only is he called Rabb, Yusuf says, please mention me to your Lord, Rabbi. And then there's a contradiction in Surah Yusuf ayat. Yusuf telling his prisoners, inmates, fellow inmates, that is one Lord better or separate lords, right? So in that also there's a contradiction in Surah Yusuf, because Yusuf then tells his inmates, one of his inmates, to mention him to his Lord, Rabb. And now what is the other thing? Other thing here is this king is called Al-Aziz. They said, O Aziz, indeed he has a father, an old man. About Yusuf he's saying. And they're saying the inmates of prison who are now free, right? Something like this, who have been free, who have been freed, and they've left the prison and they've gone to Aziz, talking about Yusuf. O Al-Aziz, indeed he has a father and an old man. Who is going to take the Yusuf out of the prison, out of prison? This Al-Aziz, because the inmate forgot to mention Yusuf to the king, he remained in prison, and this Allah could not free him, free Yusuf, right? So then this one is also God. I mean, Al-Aziz, who freed him. And he's got the name Al-Aziz. And forget Shaitan now. And you know what? Now where's Shaitan? Illa Mukhlasin. So he's Muhsinin. Allah, 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 Allah. And Allah doesn't mention that he's a prophet. Yusuf is a prophet. Allah only mentions him like this, a king of some place, right? Where Yusuf was taken, sold to and brought to, away from his father. He's God. And even Shaitan can't do anything to him. What did Shaitan say? Illam, with your might, with your izzatan. And what have I put here? Surah 5 at 118. Al-Aziz. Allah is, you are the Almighty. Jesus Christ is telling him, Allah, if you chastise them, they are your servants. And if you forgive them, Allah, you are the Almighty, the All-Wise, right? The Al-Aziz. Oh my God. Who else is Al-Aziz put in the Quran ayat by Allah? I mean, conveyed. Surah 12 ayat 78. The king, Yusuf's time. Prophet Yusuf, Hazrat Yusuf's time. Muslims, oh Muslims, oh Muslims. And what is he called? The Aziz. Like Allah. Allah himself is. So what is Allah doing here? He's brought, you are telling me he's brought the ayats, right? He's conveyed the ayats to Rasulullah through through a Jibrail, the trusted spirit, to his heart. These are Allah's words. That's it. That means, and he's also Mahsanin, another point. Shaitan has not burgled him, misled him. And he doesn't even follow Yaqub or Yusuf, right? As a prophet, as prophets at that time. Doesn't mention that in any ayat in the Quran about that he's a king on his own, and I don't know what religion he has. Doesn't mention that, but that he's Al Aziz and Yusuf is the prophet. But his name, he's got the same name as Allah, right? And the Aziz. Dear ones, oh dear God, brothers, sisters, in truth, you know what's happened? Allah has come down. He's had this attribute here, living, talking in another man. Not only Jesus Christ, I was going to prove to you. His attribute, through his attribute, he's contradicting himself. Allah, and when he uses his attributes to say, Allah is far beyond what they associate with him. And also contradicting himself like anything in Surah Zumar Ayat 4. Saying he's Allah, the Qaharo, and this and that. Now, you know, by Izzat, the Iblis told Allah that I will mislead all, except your mukhlasin, chosen ones. Or some say chosen, some say it means mukhlasin has like two meanings, sincere and purified. Now, where is this Al-Aziz pure? What religion is this? We don't even know that. And he's got an attribute of Allah. He's called Al-Aziz, and Allah never said anything against this in Surah Yusuf. So look at Surah 5, ayat 118, when Jesus Christ says, Al-Aziz, you are the Al-Aziz. Not like in Surah Yasin also, right? The mighty. Surah Yasin has put it how? Aziz, Allah's ism. The mighty, the wise. Al-Aziz. I haven't, this was by the Quran full of wisdom, thou art indeed one of the messengers on the right way, straight way. This is a revelation from the mighty, the merciful. Azizi. How has he put it here? Al-Aziz, right? Oh, and there put, so very good. Quran.com, thank you. If Quran.com was not there, how would I know these? I would have to have a Quran with translator and online. And thank you for the free sources available online. So much. I cannot. Like that's so much help. Huh? So I couldn't use Surah Yasin. Similar, same way. Thank you. Quran.com. This from Quran.com, right? No, the female comment. But this from another site. Thank you. So he's the Lord and he's Aziz, attribute of Allah. So can Allah use an attribute like, oh, I'm Aziz, no one can be like me. No one you should associate with me. This way also coming, like, taking other ayats, Quran ayats to show you where you have been deceived and doer of good. So he's this Aziz king, Yusuf's time. He's the Lord and he's Aziz, attribute of Allah. for sure. Al-Aziz. Shaitan uses to mislead Izzati, from his attribute Izzati, Allah, Allah's attribute. Shaitan uses to mislead who are not chosen, Mukhlasin, who are not, and doer. He's also Muhsinin, noteworthy. Who is he? Shaitan could not mislead him. At that time, in the beginning, he said to Allah that I will mislead all except your Mukhlasin. So many contradictions in the Quran, you see. Taking other ayats now. So we're finished with this for now. So can Allah use that? Far be it from Allah, He is Aziz, as He has used His attributes here. In Surah Zumar, 39 chapter of the Quran, ayat 4, glory be to Him. He is Allah, the One, the Overpowering. Qahara. So He's depended upon His attributes and His Allah as a Allah. So I told you how different. Can He be different than Himself here, using His intention and choosing from whatever He's created, a son, taking a son, and His will? If He willed, out of those whom He creates. Choosing anyone, Allah wills. Can this? No, He is Allah. First of all, to put even this, He is Allah, let alone other attributes. This has failed. Allah has failed so badly here in Surah 39, ayat 4. I cannot, but I'm trying to explain to you and show you. I'm not telling you, I'm not brainwashing you. I'm following logically tracing Quran ayats to show you furthermore about the attributes of Allah, where else He's contradicted Himself. Coming back to Surah 39, ayat 4. And even as He is Allah, it's ridiculous to put this, right? It's not, it doesn't make sense now. Geniuses, you would have got it in one. I don't know why you didn't. Muslims, how He has made you, how He has retarded, He's, what intellect He's done to your intellect. What's that word I used to use? I've forgotten. Punctured. Oh my God. Oh. Maybe even a donkey can see this, right? And they have books. You see, He's made you like this, that He tells the Jews they are like this, Surah Jumaat. And then He's blaming the Jews. Surah Jumu'ah, Jumu'ah, in Arabic, but we, us, Urdu, Pakistani. He is sent among the unlettered, a messenger for themselves. He Himself is unlettered. Among the unlettered, a messenger who is himself an unlettered. Another Quran ayat. The same Ummi, right? Ummi. So he is the one. Oh, very good. Hawa, the one. Alladhi. Sent among, but it doesn't say Wahid. Sent among the unlettered, a messenger who himself is unlettered. So how did they learn? Calling them unlettered. How did he learn? They must have learned too, like that, but no. Okay, so from themselves reciting to them his verses. So by ayati, he's purifying them. Zaki. Reciting the verses is purifying them. And who is Zaki? Al-Zaki? Allah. and teaching them the book and the wisdom, although they were from before surely in error, the lawlin, clear, mubin. And then the example of those who were entrusted with the Torah and then did not take it on is like that of a donkey who carries volumes. Wretched is the example of the people who deny the signs of Allah. And what about being deceived and fooled and misled about the signs of Allah? And Allah does not guide the wrongdoing people. It's like that of a donkey who carries volumes. This is how they have been blamed, the Jews. Just reciting to them also the verses, they purify. This also. What nonsense. Terrible unfairness, right, by Allah to the towards the Jews, when you yourselves, Muslim believers, you've taken it like donkeys, not thinking, not reflecting, not using logical. When Allah says use your reason, akal, to find out whether there are contradictions in the Quran. You did not. What made you not? You see how he's confused you? Like you just take on face value, oh, polytheists, oh, even Shias have been confused on this. How Imam Ali furthermore confused them. I mean, like by giving them such high, do not attribute with Allah his attributes, even deny him his attributes, otherwise you'll be polytheist. And what is said in Surah 12, oh, how Imam Ali, furthermore, cousin and son in law, and Imam chosen by Allah. And when Ibrahim said, and of my progeny, when Ibrahim was made Imam by Allah, Allah said to Ibrahim, and of my progeny will there be Imams, meaning Allah said to Ibrahim, and my covenant does not reach the Zalimeen or Zalimun, unjust, and all this disbelievers. So you have to be really not have a speck. The Imam cannot have a speck. So this Imam Ali, you take Shia, that my covenant God has made. He has no speck of zulm in him. How he has misguided you? Through after Prophet Muhammad. After Prophet Muhammad. Chosen Imam. From the progeny of Prophet Muhammad. So where am I going now? Right. Oh, I have to go now. Sorry, abruptly. Thank you for taking your time to be here. Much grateful to you and all those helping and supporting me. So grateful, and all those helping and supporting me spiritually too. Thank you so much. It's all because of you. This is possible.